think for women, there's definitely this like, we must be strong and independent and we don't need men. And, it's almost like a weakness to say, I would really like to meet a man, because like that's what, you've got your own career, you don't need anyone, is the kind of story. And I think the same has always been there for men. Like, as much as women have been told from childhood that they want the fairy tale ending of a coupledom, I think men have always been told, be a lone wolf. That is the true masculinity, is standing there and in your power, or whatever you want to call it. And it's like, it's kind of like these contradicting societal pressures on us, and it's quite easy to hide behind them a little bit, of like, yeah, totally independent, that's me. I think I see it in everyone, actually. Like, there's a bit of like, we think we can have it all and that we can delay, certain aspects. Like, let's say kids as an example, and obviously the biological clock for women ticks a lot louder. And again, it's the same of like, I always knew I wanted kids. I'm not a particularly maternal person. I'm not particularly great with babies. But I always knew I wanted them. But then I kind of got into my 30s and I was single. I was like, maybe I'd be all right if I didn't have any kids. I don't really like them anyway. And now I have two. And I'm like, God, I'm glad I did get honest with myself and say, actually, no, I need to prioritize this and put a bit of effort into it, because it's not going to just happen. And it is something I want. And again, I think we're told we can have it all. And it sounds maybe pessimistic to say we can't. But I do think there's like, at certain levels, there's prioritization that needs to go on. So, are you putting career, and actually this is, you're going to get me onto a topic that I'm going to rant about, to be honest. Like, some firms are now, or companies are now giving IVF treatment as an employee benefit. And I'm like, that's great. Like, it is great that you can support your employees like that. But also, shouldn't we have been doing something back in their 20s to say, actually, maybe you want to balance your life a little bit more and prioritize your relationships, not just your work, not work 12 hours a day, because actually that's not healthy. Rather than, when they're more senior or whatever, that we're going to put that in as an employee benefit. I just think generally there's like this idea of like, chase the title, chase the salary, chase the money. And there's a trade-off. If you have kids and you're still working those hours, you're not seeing them. Somebody else is going to have to do bedtime. And whether that's a mother or a father missing out on it, you are missing out. And yeah, maybe it works for your family that you make that time up over weekends or whatever, but everyone has to make choices. And it doesn't just all fit within 24 hours. And, something will give, whether that is let's say you find a way that you are there to do your kids, and then you're working till midnight, and then you're not sleeping, and then your health's going to be impacted. And it just all is this like, there's too much. Like, maybe life was better when it was simple.